Pull out your phone, open your brokerage app, and look at your top three holdings. If you're a retail investor in Singapore or anywhere in Southeast Asia, there's a better than 1 in 3 chance that Apple is sitting in your portfolio right now. Not a Singapore REIT, not DBS Apple, but Apple, Microsoft, and JP Morgan. We work on a behavioral finance AI platform that analyzes retail investment portfolios. Over the past 2 months, we processed about 82 portfolios submitted by investors across Singapore and Vietnam. And here is what we found: not a single SGX listed stock appeared in our top 30 most commonly held positions. Not one. In a sample where the majority of users are Singapore domiciled. Now, behavioral finance has a concept called home bias. It says investors overweight their own domestic market. Singapore REITs, Indonesian banks, Vietnamese telcos. Our data shows something completely different. These investors have a home bias, but their home is Cupertino, California. We are calling it reverse home bias. So, why this is happening? Here is a theory about this. So, you wake up every morning and look at your iPhone. You use Microsoft Teams at work. You read news about JP Morgan in your feed. These companies are cognitively available to you in a way that Semcorp or Mapletree simply are not. Not because you have better information about Apple, but because you live inside their ecosystem. Behavioral economists call this availability heuristic. Whatever you can easily imagine tends to feel safer, more familiar, more investable. Apple does not feel like a foreign stock to someone in Singapore. It feels like furniture, very familiar. So here's the problem: a portfolio concentrated in US mega caps is not a diversified portfolio. It is correlated exposure to NASDAQ volatility, US Federal Reserve policy, and USD SGD currency risk, wrapped in a feeling of safety that the brand name provides. So, our DNA scoring in the AI behavioral platform is where we rate portfolio behavioral health from 0 to 100. Flagged the speculative investor archetype in our sample at a mean score about 53. So these are portfolio heavy in MSTR, Palantir, Rivian, investors who had chased narrative stocks on Reddit and TikTok Finance. And here's the uncomfortable truth: existing suitability questionnaires from your broker. The ones asking if you are a growth investor or are you a balanced investor cannot detect this risk. They measure your stated preference, they do not measure what your portfolio actually looks like. So we built this behavioral AI platform to fix this, and where we look at the CSV data, we look at the portfolio data, and in the few seconds, we are able to see the behavioral risk score, a breakdown of every bias we detect, and a personalized action plan. So the investment journey deserves a real diagnostic, not a feeling survey, and that is where we need to evolve how behavioral finance works for the retail investors. Thank you so much for listening in.